Yes, good afternoon, coach. This is Apurva from Grand India. My question is to you that after the last match, how do you want to reflect and what are the takeaways you want to address in the next match?
Yeah, I think we're obviously disappointed to not come away with the result that we wanted from that game. But we don't have too long to put that right. 2 days between that one and the next one. So we're trained today, and we're all very much looking forward to this game against Hyderabad. Although it's not on our hands anymore, we will go out and we will do everything we possibly can to put ourselves in the position that we want to be in at the end of this game, and then we'll see what happens in the day after.
Thank you, coach. Just another follow up. In the next match, you have, I can say that nothing to lose. So would we see any changes in approach or in the players? Means in terms of selection?
Yeah, we've got 2 players who have started the last couple of games in Jante and Raul Beke, who will be out through suspension. So straight away, that opens up opportunities for other players to either come back in or to even maybe start if they haven't done already, and also gives us the opportunity to look at other ways that we may want to work. But again, we'll go through that in training today. But there's definitely 2 changes to our squad simply through suspension.
Thank you, coach. Best wishes for the next match.
Thank you, Puba.
Thank you. Levin?
Good morning, coach. My question is how are you planning to prepare for the AFC Champions League after the season ends?
Yeah, we've got 3 different scenarios to play out, and they're all planned and ready to go. That's the best case is making the finals. Second is making the grand final. The second is the semi-finals, and of course the other one is if our season comes to an end in the next round. So that's in the background and ready to go. The most important thing is not looking at Champions League right now. We've got ourselves to a position where we win our next game. We put ourselves still in contentions for finals football, and that's the only thing that we need to be looking at right now.
Coach, just another follow-up question. During the ISL season, what's your assessment of the young players, Indian players, who have improved the most this season, according to you?
I've been impressed with, I can only speak for our players here at the club. And when you actually go through our team and the players that have taken to the field this year, we're a very young team. We've got Abbas in goal, 21. Vignesh has played a significant part of the season at left back at 23. Metab's broken through at centre back and played a good portion of games now at 23. Amai, again, who's 23 years old, at right back. Apoya has played most of the games in our holding midfield role, who's 21 years old. And then we've had game time with Vikram, 19 years old, and young Gurkrat on the left that's come on at 18. So, we've got a lot of young players, and there's a lot of players yet that haven't got or taken to the field that have the capability to do that. So we may see that in this next game. But I've been very happy with them and the progression they've shown. I've spoken all year around them having their own development plans, and we've certainly been working with them on that. And I think that's put us in a good spot, because when they've come in to compete at this level, which is the highest level that they can in India, they've shown good ability and they've contributed well to the games.
Thank you, coach. All the best for the game.
Thank you.
Thanks, Levin. Niladri?
Yeah, good morning, coach. I had a question about the attack that the team is kind of planning, because Angulo has failed to click and Mauricio has scored in the last 2 matches. So are you planning to start both of them together, or what's the attacking combination that you're planning? And is Jahu part of the selection plans this time?
Yeah, so the first part, Diego's just not match fit to play 90 minutes. There would be nothing more than I would really enjoy would be to pair Diego with Igor. You've got 2 goal threats there. But we need to, we've been trying to build Diego's game time up over the past couple of weeks. He's had a couple of niggles within training that have limited the amount of time we can play him without putting him at real risk. But when he has taken to the field, like you've mentioned, he's scored, a 1 open play goal and 2 penalties. So if there's the opportunity to play both of them together, and it's the right thing for the team, then that's certainly an option we can do. And what was the second part to that question, sorry?
So the second part was, is Jahu part of today's selection plans?
Possibly. We'll see how he comes through today's training. He will train, I spoke last time, he trained with the group. He trained with us, but didn't do too much ball work. Today he will train with the group, and he is included in the ball work. So it's just seeing how he reacts. You know, it was a bit of a medial ligament, small sprain on his inside of his knee from the kick that he got in the tackle that was made, that he got booked for. So we'll just see how that reacts. So if he comes up through today's session okay, and there's no reaction to the knee, he's in contention again to be part of the squad for tomorrow.
Sure. Coach, follow-up question would be, what's your assessment of Hyderabad FC's performance, and how are you watching them and planning accordingly?
Yeah, I mean, we played Hyderabad's second game of the season, and in that first half of the season, they were certainly one of the best teams that we played. They're very well organised. They're very clear on what they're doing with and without the ball. And again, they've got a coach that's been with them for a period of time, which I think has helped that. So, I know it was unfortunate what happened in the last game with them having cases or people available or not available. So we're not sure where we are or where that sits right now. But, they're a good team. They've shown that that's why they are where they are in the league. And it's important that, again, we must attack, we must go at them the way that we want to go at them. We have one regular games of the season left, and it's a real opportunity for us to go and put ourselves in the position that we want against a very good Hyderabad team.
Thank you, Coach, and all the best for the next match.
Thank you.
Thanks, Niladri. Anil?
Coach, I know that you haven't had a lot of time to reflect, obviously with the quick games. But would you consider this, though there's one game left, would you consider this season a success?
I think we'll review the season at the end of the season. Not in a space right now to start doing that. I spoke all season around the differences from last year to this in personnel, in staff, in changes. There's a lot to review for this year, but we'll do that at the end of the season. It's very important that we focus on this last regular league season game, and then we have Champions League as well. We're already making plans for next year and what that looks like. It's important that we start that process now, and we already have. But in terms of a review, we'll hold off until end of Champions League to have a look at things.
All right, Coach. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anil. A reminder to everyone, if you have a question, please put your names in the chat box. Apurva?
Yes, just a final question, Coach, that in the last few matches, we have seen that I can give an example where we have seen that Casio didn't give a pass to Angola in the first half in the last match. So do you think that in the next match, or if you qualify for the playoffs, do you think that the decision making needs to be improved in the next few matches?
I think that, you got two players there that speak a very similar language. That helps. You certainly see that in other teams. I think the game you referenced would have been the last one. I think there was times where Casio was on the ball, and
yes.
Igor had made some runs, and I think with the runs that Igor makes, he's very smart, and they're very well timed. So if the pass doesn't quite get released at the time that Igor makes the run, Igor can find himself offside. But at the same time, Casio needs to be able to play the passes at that time. So it's a combination of being able to play the pass, and it's a combination of also Igor making the runs at the same time. And, they've shown signs of that over the season. They link up very well. They do that on a daily basis within training. And it's important that they continue to do that against Hyderabad.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shantan? Shantan, can you ask a question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Coach. This is Shantan from Sportskeeda. So I want to ask you that we have seen in the last game that in the absence of Ahmed Jahu, the midfield has looked a lot weaker. So do you think, because it's such a pivotal position, do you think that going forward you want to make reinforcements in that area, or do you want to not nurture the Indian players so that they can play in that destructive role in that midfield?
Yeah, I think that role in particular. You mentioned Jahul, but earlier this year we obviously lost Roland Borges as well for the season. So when you lose two players, not just Jahul, but you lose a Roland, and then you lose a Jahul, we brought Apoya in as a very young and promising player, and he's certainly shown really good signs of that this year. And then we tried to bolster that with Vineet, and Vineet again is another young 24-year-old and is a good player, and we'll continue to develop him. But when you lose a Roland Burgess and then you lose a Jahal, two central figures that were here last year and played pretty much every game in that midfield, it does affect how we play, because the team have become used to playing with them and through them. So we have to adjust. And it can't be an excuse. We have to find ways to play well. We have to find different ways to win games and play the style of football we want. So that's something we've been looking at and trying to work a few different combinations to see how we can best make that happen. And that's important, again, that we try and get that right for tomorrow.
Thank you, coach, and all the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Levin?
Coach, just one last final question. Do you agree with me that there is a need of reinforcement before the AFC Champions League in both attack and defense? Like the quality of the teams in the AFC Champions League is much higher than the level of ISL. So do you think there's a need of reinforcement?
I've said all along, I think if you get opportunities to strengthen your team, you do that. And looking at what we have available to us now, we'll have obviously Jahal that will come back in and be fit, which will be a real boost to our midfield in particular. And then we'll take Roland Burgess with us to the Champions League anyway, because he plays a hugely pivotal role in our leadership team and making sure that's, we have that off of the field if we can't have that on it. But if there is the possibility of doing that, that's something that the club will look at. If there isn't, then, we've got good players here, and it's about making sure that we set ourselves up. Similar to the way that Goa did last year, to set ourselves up. We know that other teams will have a lot more resource and a lot of other things that we possibly won't have. So we need to be smart about how we set up. But again, we go there looking forward to the challenge of it. And with the players that we have here, it's my job to make sure we set them up and put ourselves in a position where not only can we go and challenge, but we want to go and pick points up and win games. So if there's the opportunity to strengthen, that's something for the club to look at. If not, with the players that we have, we'll go and we'll do the best that we can to try and represent both our club first and secondly, Indian football on the Asian stage.
Thank you, coach.
Thank you.